Hey, what it do, sports world? It's me again. The Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs, is here, y'all. Where passion meets performance and champions are made. I'm your host, Ray Diggs, bringing you the energy, the insight, and the mindset from across the world of sports. From the locker rooms to the big stage, this is where the real ones talk and legends rise, and the motto stays the same. Winners will always win. The Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs. We are here and we ain't going nowhere. Make sure y'all tune in because we're about to go live now. Peace. Hey, what it do, sports world, and welcome to the Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs, man. Hey, man, I got a great segment for you all, man. I want to talk about the AFC, NFC Divisional playoffs and what we can expect from the NFC AFC championship game. Before I get started, man, make sure y'all hit the like button, the subscribe button, and also the share button, and make sure y'all give me your feedback on what you all think about this segment. But hey, listen, man, we had some big games in the NFL. We had the Buffalo Bills going down there to Denver to face the Denver Broncos. Then we had 49ers going to Seattle, facing against the Seattle Seahawks. And then Sunday, it wasn't a disappointment. You had the Texans going to New England, and then you had the Rams going to Chicago. This right here was a great weekend. It was really only one game that we can honestly say that it wasn't even close at all. Some people can say the Patriots game wasn't, but the Patriots game was close. I mean, they only won by 12 points, so it was definitely close. But the 49ers the 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks game was the only game on the slate that was a blowout. The Denver Broncos, they kicked it off Saturday. It was them against the Buffalo Bills, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong for the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. Fumble after fumble after fumble, interception. And then in the end, the Denver Broncos, Bo Nix, even though he went down with an injury, Bo Nix led the Broncos down the field in overtime, kicked the game-winning field goal, and the Broncos are moving on. Now, after that game, the Buffalo Bills fired Sean McDermott. And I think that he was the scapegoat, because if you fire him, why not fire the GM? Not only did you keep the GM, you promoted the GM. Now, I don't know if y'all watched the press conference that they had today with him and the owner. The owner came out talking about, the old coaching staff wanted Keon Coleman. My only thing about this thing is this. Why the hell are y'all bringing up Keon Coleman like he's the biggest issue that y'all got in Buffalo? Y'all got way bigger issues in Buffalo than Keon Coleman. Is he one of the issues? Yes, but he ain't the biggest issue. First of all, your defense can't stop a baby with a runny nose, okay, with a cold, okay? We get it. And if you cannot stop anybody, now 30 points in any game should be enough to win a game. But in the end, it wasn't enough. So that falls on the defense. Keon Coleman, actually, who made that one touchdown catch that actually pulled y'all within 3, if I'm not mistaken. But you want to blame the wide receiver, Keon Coleman, for what went on. I'm guessing because that's who the owner brought up in his press conference today, which was the dumbest thing I ever heard. But I'm going to tell y'all why. This is the reason why I feel like teams like Buffalo, Tennessee Titans, Cleveland Browns, they would never win a Super Bowl because their owners is too involved. Their owners is so involved into the team. That is the reason why they won't ever win a Super Bowl. Teams like that don't win Super Bowls. Teams like that, honestly, really don't even make it to they don't really make it to the playoffs. But the Buffalo Bills, they have Josh Allen. Josh Allen, he's just one of them dudes. And he made it like the reason why they fired Sean McDermott is because Josh Allen got up there, their franchise quarterback was on the podium crying. So you're telling me because a grown man get up there and cry because he loses a game in which he had 5 turnovers, tell you they should have lost by more than what they lost by, to be honest with me. I mean, how I'm feeling, I feel like they should have lost by 14 to 17 points. But that is the reason to fire a coach. It makes no sense. And then you fire a coach, but you keep the GM. That makes no sense. Okay. Now, do I think Sean McDermott was a hell of a coach? No, he wasn't. But he was a good coach. He was a good enough coach that I think that they could have possibly won a Super Bowl with him, maybe, next season. But in the end, I just don't understand what the owner is doing in this situation. But they go down there to Denver and win, and they go down there to Denver and lose the game by 3 points. Bo Nix led the Broncos, and the Broncos had a slew of mistakes as well. They had mistakes, but they was the one who capitalized on it. Do I think that was a catch? The Brandon Cooks play. Listen, I don't know what catch is in the NFL nowadays. Nobody knows what a catch is in the NFL nowadays. So we can't say whether it was a catch or whether it wasn't a catch. But I will say this here. I seen that same catch on Sunday at least twice. And guess what? Both of them was called catches and down by contact. So that's your opinion. That's my opinion on it. I won't speak on it. But at the end, these referees got to be a little bit more consistent when it comes to some of these calls, because that call right there ultimately cost them the game. Let's be real. But then we got to look at Bo Nix. Bo Nix played a really, really good game. Now, Nick Wright said that Bo Nix was the best out of all the quarterbacks this weekend. I'm not going to go that far as to say that, because in my own opinion, I feel like Drake May was the best quarterback of the weekend. And if you don't want to give it to Drake May, honestly, I mean, Drake May, I think that he played a better game, even though he had 2 fumbles, but he played a better game when it came down to throwing the football. Now, Bo Nix did play a really, really, really good game. And then Bo Nix going down, I think it takes taking a little bit, anticipation off this game as they get ready to meet the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship game, only because we was expecting Bo Nix versus Drake May. And, but the Broncos, they got there with a hell of a fierce defense, and now they're in the AFC Championship game. Then we had 49ers against the Seahawks. This game started off with a kickoff return touchdown, and then the 49ers just fell apart. This game right here wasn't close. Seattle dominated. They had a slew of playmakers. Kenneth, what's his name is? The running back. Kenneth Walker. Yeah, Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. Man, Charbonnet went down with an injury, man. I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think that Charbonnet injury is going to come back to haunt the Seattle Seahawks. Now, I might be wrong, but I just got a feeling that the Seattle Seahawks won't be able to win a Super Bowl without Zach Charbonnet. That is their star, one of their two-headed monster at running back. Now, yes, Kenneth Walker, he's the dude. But when you got 2 running backs, that's a two-headed monster. One is lightning, one is thunder, which is Charbonnet was the thunder out of these 2 running backs. And then you got the lightning and Kenneth Walker. I think you're going to need him. And then you got Jackson Smith-Njigba. This dude right here, JSN, this dude is a baller. Cooper Kupp, he made 5 catches for 6 yards. JSN, he made 3 catches, 19 yards and a touchdown. They didn't even need none of these dudes to really perform how they wanted, how they normally perform, because this game right here was already over with in the first half, honestly. If you just look back at it, if you look back at the game, this game right here was over with from the beginning. And the Seattle Seahawks and the 49ers, this is a division rivalry. So these 2 teams know each other. They play each other 2 times a year. This right here was the 3rd time they had played against each other. That Seattle Seahawks crowd was loud. It was, oh my God. It's going to be hard for anybody to go into Seattle and beat them, even though the Rams have their number, but I think it's going to be difficult for them to go into Seattle to win this game. And Brock Purdy, man, he was just Brock Purdy, man. I mean, Christian McCaffrey went down with an injury. The receivers were dropping a lot of passes. Now you look at it and you think to yourself, George Kittles was really needed in this game, which if they had him, I don't think it would have mattered, but they really need him. Sam Darnold didn't have to do much. He only had 12 for 17, 124 yards and 1 touchdown. So he didn't even have to do that much. I think that with this running game, that's why I said that I feel like Charbonnet is going to be missed by the Seattle Seahawks, because they take the pressure. Them running backs take the pressure off the quarterback. They don't have to do a lot. He don't have to make all of these, these amazing throws like some quarterbacks do. He can just play within the game plan, and they'll still win the game. But the Seattle Seahawks are going to be a tough team for anybody to beat. But they'll be moving on to the NFC Championship game. And then on Sunday, we had the New England Patriots and the Houston Texans. Now, I will say this right here. New England came out there and they played a hell of a game in the snow. When you look at CJ Stroud, he had a horrible game. He was 20 for 47, 212 yards, 1 touchdown and 4 interceptions. Okay. But this right here, what I want to say. I don't understand fans, y'all. I don't understand them. I think fans are the worst people in the world, honestly. But we need them because they will switch up on you so fast. Now, do y'all not know how young CJ Stroud is? Do y'all not know CJ Stroud is only 24 years old, just turned 24 years old, just finished up his third year in the league? He's only 24 years old. And I feel like y'all want some players to be here, you know, than other players, and maybe he's not. Maybe next year, he had a hell of a rookie year. Then he had two, kind of down years, injury prone years, and then maybe next year he come back and he's CJ Stroud again. But we got to stop every time a player have a bad year, he's a bust. Okay, we know how good CJ Stroud is. We know, we watched this dude be amazing. But you want to know who y'all pick? Y'all pick and choose who you want to say, oh, this person right here. Because guess what? When Josh Allen was 24 years old, how good was Josh Allen when he was 24 years old? He was struggling until he got a hell of an offensive coordinator, which was Brian Daboll. And that's right there when he became Josh Allen. Okay, let's talk about Joe Barrow. Joe Barrow has basically been just Joe Barrow. He hasn't won anything. At least CJ Stroud is getting his team to the playoffs. At least he's getting his team, at least he's playing in January. The season ain't over with by Halloween, Thanksgiving. See, we got to stop this, man. When it comes to certain quarterbacks, y'all want to pick who y'all want to. Oh yeah, this person right here is a bust. Oh, this person right here, was he a reason why they lost? It was a plethora of reason why they lost. Yeah, he had 4 interceptions, and I think he might had let's see, and he had like one. No, he didn't have no fumbles. He only had 4 interceptions. So guess what? The Patriots had 4 fumbles, even though we recovered 2 of them, but we had 4 fumbles. We lost 2 fumbles. The Patriots did. Drake May, but in the end, Drake May made the plays. He was 16 for 27, 179 yards, 3 touchdowns. And then, like I said, Ramondre Stevens, man, he just continued to get better and better as the season goes on. Keyshawn Butte. Hey, this dude, we try to tell y'all, them LSU receivers, this kid, I think this dude right here, if he can just figure it out, this dude is a bona fide number 1 receiver. Then you got Stephon Diggs come out there with his 4 catches for 4 catches for 40 yards. DeMario Douglas caught he had 2 catches, a 28-yard touchdown catch, and that's what the Patriots needed. That is all they needed. The defense played a hell of a game. They kept them out of the end zone. But this is what I don't understand about some analysts, like the Nick Wright, like the Cam Newtons. They want to diminish everything that the New England Patriots do. That the Patriots had the easy schedule in the NFL. Cool. By all means, okay. By analytics, like everybody want to use analytics. Okay, cool. Yes, they had the easy schedule. Okay, they get into the playoffs. They play against a team that made the playoffs. They could have got hot, but then they go out there and they dominate them. They said, okay, Justin Herbert really ain't that good. When did Justin Herbert not become that good? What? Because he played against the Patriots and the Patriots shut him out? Because the Patriots dominate him? Everybody offensive line is bad. Here, the Patriots offensive line is bad. We allowed 5 sacks on Drake May. Guess what? In 2 games, Drake May has been sacked 10 times. So I don't want to hear nothing about the offensive line here because we got one of the worst offensive line. But we figure it out. Now, then we go up against the Houston Texans. Coming into the game, everybody was saying the Houston Texans have one of the best defenses that we have ever seen. They have the best defensive line. They have 2 defensive linemen that I have over 10 sacks. That's a lot of sacks. That's over 20 sacks right there with 2 defensive ends. I think Will Anderson had let's see what Will Anderson had, because I know he had at least 2 or 3 against us this game. So they had 5 sacks. You had Hunter had 2 and Will Anderson Jr. had 3. He came into this game with 12 sacks. Guess what? Hunter had like 11 sacks. So that's over 20 some sacks. Okay, these 2 dudes right here really raised hell, and they raised hell in this game as well. But now they're saying that the Houston Texans really wasn't that good. Their defense really wasn't that good. The Broncos got a better defense, but they had more sacks. Man, listen, let me tell you something. Everybody that watch football, they'll tell you the Houston Texans had the best defensive line in the NFL. And it wasn't, and I'm not saying that it wasn't close. And I'm gonna say it. It wasn't close. Do the Broncos have a hella defensive line? They do have a really good defensive line. But I will sit here and I will look at them and say, you know what? The The Texans defensive line is way more dominant. Like they dominate games. Like they dominated the Pittsburgh Steelers. You see, like they have dominated teams this season. So don't try to diminish when the Patriots play against a really good team. Did CJ Stroud play bad? Yes, he did play bad. But could it be just been the Patriots or the weather? That could be true as well. So let's stop trying to act like the diminished, like they had the easiest schedule, but hell, they just beat two playoff teams. So clearly, its schedule ain't that easy because they beat two playoff teams, which was the Houston Texans and the LA Chargers. And also, so then we're gonna move down to the last game, the Rams Bears. It was must see TV, Showtime at the Apollo, everything, all the great things. But Caleb Williams, I've been trying to tell everybody. Now, when Caleb Williams was at USC, when Caleb Williams was at Oklahoma, I'm gonna be honest. When he came into the game and he took over for Spencer Rattler, the first thing I said is, man, this dude right here, look, he kind of throw like Patrick Mahomes, but I never said it. But then he went to USC and he would just continue to make throw after throw after throw, sidearms, everything. And I sent the message in my group chat to some of my homeboys, and I said, man, the closest thing to Patrick Mahomes is gonna be Caleb Williams. All of them laughed at me. Most of them laughed at me. Most of them, oh man, you tripping. Man, ain't nobody close to Patrick Mahomes. I said he might not be on Patrick Mahomes level, but he can make all the throws like Patrick Mahomes. That's what I meant. They still wasn't buying it. Well, guess what? After this game right here, that's all I was hearing. That's all I was seeing on every sports channel. All I was seeing in my group chat. Yeah, that dude that can ball. Yeah, man, I think that dude right there is the closest thing to Patrick Mahomes. Yes, he can ball. He's really good. Y'all don't like him because of him painting his nails, or he is a mama's boy, or whatever it is that I'm talking strictly football. And strictly football, Caleb Williams is a fucking baller. He can ball. And guess what? He's gonna only get better and better and better. And it's scary for the league because as long as they keep putting weapons around him, this dude right here is gonna get better and better, and he's gonna continue to dominate. But they ended up losing this game 20-17 on a play that I feel like DJ Moore quit it on. It was in overtime. I feel like they had the game. Now a lot of people saying that they feel like Caleb Williams should have just nickeled and dimed it down the field. Maybe that could have worked. But on that play there, I think if I look at Caleb Williams and I say if DJ Moore is in the right spot, that right there was easily a 20-yard game. But because DJ Moore was slacking on the play like he do on a lot of plays, that is the reason why that pass was picked off. Now, I don't want to put blame on one player because it's a lot of blame to go around. Roma Duzier, I don't think he came to play. I think he was too cold. Loveland, I don't think Loveland came to play. They had drops after drop after drop. And like I said, when it came to Roma Duzier, he dropped the touchdown pass. Even though I can say, 23 for 42, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, 3 receptions. Caleb Williams also had 5 carries for 40 yards. DeAndre Swift, 19 for 70 yards. And like I said, Colston Loveland, he had 10 targets. He only had 4 catches for 56 yards. DJ Moore, 5 catches for 52 yards. Roma Duzier, 2 for 44. Cormick came in there. He had 3 for 31 in that amazing touchdown for Caleb Williams on 4th down where he, floated it up there. And we was just like, dude, Caleb Williams has arrived. And one player that I think is going to be a hell of a player is Luther Burden Jr., Luther Burden III. I think Luther Burden is going to be a superstar in the NFL. That's my opinion. I think, I've been watching this kid ever since he was at Missouri. The kid can play. But I'm going to tell you, the Chicago Bears have to build that have to build their defensive line up a little bit more to get pressure on other teams' quarterbacks. Because that's right here, ultimately, especially when they, with the secondary that they got, their secondary is good, but it ain't all that. But like I said, when you look at the Rams, Matthew Stafford, I'm starting to think if Matthew Stafford would have been with Sean McVay all of this time, hell, how many championships do y'all think Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford would have won together? I'm gonna say probably about 3 to 4 Super Bowls, because I think that this right here is a match made in heaven. These two together. Matthew Stafford was 20 for 42, 258 yards. And Corn, man, like I said, Kyron Williams, 21 carries, 87, 2 touchdowns. These running backs run so hard. Then you got Parkinson, he had 56 yards. Nakua, he had 56 yards. Willington, he had 35. Kyron Williams, like I said, them receivers, them running backs, they can catch as well. He had 30 yards receiving. Higbee and Devontae Adams also had 24 and 27 respectively. And like I said, y'all, this Rams team is a really good team, and it's led by the quarterback and the head coach. I think that this team right here can win the Super Bowl. It won't surprise me if they don't win a Super Bowl, because out of all the teams that's left, they might be the best team that's left. And I'm talking about even me with the Pats. I love the Pats, but I think that this might be the best team that's left out of all the teams in the playoffs. But like I said, Matthew Stafford, he got the weapons, y'all. You want to know something, man? This right here is the reason why I feel like Drake May should be MVP, but I won't be mad if Matthew Stafford win it. First of all, Matthew Stafford he's been in the league forever. He's 36. He's 36 or what? No, 37. He's about to be 38. He's about to be 38 next month. So he's been in the league forever. So I feel like, if he wins it, this right here is more like one of those awards that, it's the icing on the cake. He win the Super Bowl. That's his second Super Bowl. Let's just say he win MVP. He wins his MVP. Then he wins season MVP. That's the icing on the cake, honestly. I think that's enough to retire, I feel, because I think that'll make him a Hall of Famer easily. That's going to make him easily a first ballot or second ballot Hall of Famer. But this team right here, they have weapons, y'all. They got Nakua. They got Blake Corum. He can catch. You got Kyron Williams. He can catch. You got Higbee, Pinkston, or Parkinson. Then you got Devontae Adams. I mean, he might be the best second or third receiver in the NFL, to be honest with you. And like I said, man, this right here is the team right here. Now they're getting ready to play against the Seattle Seahawks, and this is another division rival. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this team right here, this is one of those teams that have the Seattle Seahawks number, where they actually lost to him earlier this year in overtime. But the beginning of the season, I think they played each other at the beginning of the season, in which the Rams. So this right here gonna be a hell of a game. They won the first game, the Rams won 21-19. The second game they played, they lost the game by 38-37. So I think this right here is gonna be a must-see TV. This is gonna be a hell of a game between the Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. And then we have the New England Patriots going up there a mile high to face the Denver Broncos, even without Jerry Stidham would be the starting quarterback. And this is tell you how much people hate the New England Patriots. They say that they feel that Jerry Stidham is going to come out there and pick this defense apart. Now, this is a quarterback that's only have about 8 starts. Maybe, he got drafted by the New England Patriots. He was under, Josh McDaniel. Josh McDaniel got him from New England and brought him to the Raiders, and then he made him his starting quarterback, but it didn't work out. He's a career backup quarterback, but now, I think that, they can possibly put in a really good game plan for him that can give him time to throw it, and he can make plays in this game that can make this game very interesting, possibly win the game. But the New England Patriots should win this game. The New England Patriots should win this game by at least 7 to 10 points. Because they clearly are the better team. When you don't have your quarterback and this other team have an MVP at quarterback, you should not lose the game. But anything can happen in the NFL. You just never know. But I think this right here is going to be a big game. Even if we beat the Broncos, I think people are going to say, you know what? They still had the easy schedule in the NFL because they didn't have their quarterback. Because it's the Patriots. I know what people thinking, man. They did not expect the Patriots to bounce back this fast. They did not expect the Patriots to be back at where they are right now. But the thing about it is, when you get a quarterback and you get a head coach, that's really all you need. That's basically what I just said about the Rams. You get a quarterback, you get a head coach, boom, that's all you need. That's a start. And that's why the Patriots are back here so fast. They got Mike Vrabel and you got Drake May. But Drake May, he gonna have to cut down on the turnovers. If Drake May come out there and he play a clean game, I think we win this game by 10 points. But that's a lot to ask from a player that's fumbled at least 4 times in the playoffs in 2 games. So, but I think it's going to be a really good game. I think both of these games are going to be really good, and it's a chance to go to the Super Bowl. If the Patriots can get to the Super Bowl, I would say that this right here has been the biggest turnaround of a team in a very long time. A team that went from winning 3-4 games the season before to winning 17 games now. That's a that's a lot, man. But it's gonna be a really good game. I think it's gonna be really, really good. For both of these games are gonna be really, really good. Arsenio, what a good, bro. He said that the Patriots dominate Houston, and I'm glad Houston lost because they're in the Coast Division. I can't stand Stroud, bro. I don't I don't know. He's a bust though. Hard to win in New England in the element, bro. It's hard to win for any New England. Everybody knows that. I just don't understand how people can think that CJ Stroud is a bust at 24 years old. This kid right here, it ain't like he just had like bad, his first season, he bust onto the scene. And I think that once you do that, it's kind of like Patrick Mahomes. You think about Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes bust onto the scene. He had 50 touchdowns. Now everybody look forward to him having, if he have 35 touchdowns, even though 35 touchdowns is a good ass season in the NFL, they're saying, man, Patrick Mahomes look like he falling off, man. He only had 35 touchdowns. Bro, 35 touchdowns is enough. But because he set that standard so high, that is the reason why people think like now, even like right now, this season he missed games, but he still had like 19 touchdowns and like 8 interceptions. That ain't really a bad season. 19 touchdowns, missing about 5 games. Like, so I say if he played those 5 games, he easily have probably 30, 34 touchdowns. So people gotta start thinking a little bit more and stop trying to act like, oh yeah, because he had 30 touchdowns his rookie year, he's supposed to get. Well, we don't hold everybody to that same standard. We don't hold everybody to that same standard because y'all don't hold Joe Barrow to that same standard. Joe Barrow, I'm gonna tell y'all something. Joe Barrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen, those are the 3 quarterbacks I feel like in this generation of quarterbacks that get the most excuses. It doesn't matter what happens, but they get all the praise when they win. Oh man, Josh Allen went supernova. Oh man, Joe Barrow. Oh man, Lamar Jackson. But then when they don't play good, y'all blame the defense. Y'all blame the head coach. Somebody got to get fired. But when they win, it's on them. Lamar Jackson led them boys. Josh Allen led them boys. And that is the problem that I got. Consistent. You got to be consistent. Okay? If you're going to give them the praise when they win, you damn sure better give them that same amount of criticism when they lose. And criticism ain't bad. It'll be okay. He said that the Texans got playmakers at every level at their defense, but damn the Texans. Yeah, and this right here coming from a Colts fan who hate the Texans. But right is right. They do. When I tell you this team right here has playmakers at every level, I'm talking about their defensive tackles is good. They got one of the best linebackers in the league. Hell, even Derek Stingley Jr. is one of the best cornerbacks. And the dude over there, and the one guy that be wearing the little soft cap on his head, no lie, he might be one of the hardest hitting safeties in the NFL. So when I look at this Texas team, they are one of the most complete defenses. They are easily one of the most complete defenses. Think about it. Any other team would have had four interceptions. They lose in that game by 21 or more. They had that many turnovers, and they still only lose the game by 12 points. Which it could have been a little bit closer than that. So I'm just saying, man, it's okay. I feel like the Texas defense is better than the Broncos defense. That's in my opinion. If I had to pick 2 defenses, I'm picking that defense right there. Because think about it. Yeah, they got Pat Surtain, but hell, they got Derek Stingley as well. And they got linebackers. Yeah, they got Greenlaw, but yeah, they got a hell of a linebacker back there as well. And then we're not going to even talk about the defensive ends. Like I said, Hunter and Anderson, these 2 dudes right here, they make nightmares for quarterbacks. So, but yeah, that's what it's going to be, man. Like I said, the NFC Championship game is coming up. In the AFC it's going to be the game that come on at 3:00 on Sunday. We got New England going up there to Denver to face the Broncos for a chance to go to the Super Bowl. And then in the NFC, the nightcap, where at 5:00 we have the LA Rams traveling to Seattle, the 12th man, to face the Seattle Seahawks. That's going to be a hard, tough game. I think that both of these games is going to be close. But if I had to, my prediction would be, I think that the New England Patriots will somehow, some way figure out the Denver Broncos defense, and then they will move on to the Super Bowl with Drake May at the helm. And I got a feeling that the LA Rams will somehow, some way, even though my mind and my heart is telling me that it's going to be Seattle, I normally don't pick in Seattle. I normally don't pick when Seattle playing at home, but in this time, I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks to lose at home and I'm going with the Rams and Sean McVay to get to the Super Bowl. I think it's going to be Patriots, Rams in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks, and I think that right there is going to be a hell of a game. I'm going to go with the Patriots to win it all, man. Not just because I like them, but I think that they are. I'm not saying that they're the most talented team, but I think they're the most battle tested. Not, I won't say battle tested, but I think that they're the more resilient team. When it comes down to it, I think like when things happen to the New England Patriots, they're one of the New England Patriots. They can bounce back. You know, other teams take weeks to bounce back. The Patriots, they just, and the easy schedule. Like, everybody said it was an easy schedule, but all these are NFL teams. But hey, man, I want to say, man, thank y'all again for listening to another great segment of the Winner Circle podcast with me, Ray Diggs. Man, I'm going to be coming back. We're about to go ahead and talk about the young quarterbacks of this league. We're going to talk about Drake May. We're going to talk about Caleb Williams. We're going to talk about Bo Nix, and we're going to talk about Jaden Daniels and why this right here could go down as one of the best quarterback draft that I think in a very, very long time. So make sure y'all tune in to that one. Hey, and also, man, Arsenio said he think it's going to be the passing Rams to meet in the Super Bowl. Hey, bro, I think it's going to be the passing Rams as well. I think that these two teams right here, I think Bo Nix getting hurt, I think it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt the Broncos. And I wish he was healthy because I want to see him go against Drake May, but I think it's going to hurt them. Yes, Jarrett Stidham, he's a very veteran quarterback. And then you got Nick Foles that come out and say that, well, backup quarterbacks normally play good in big games against the Patriots. Man, listen, Nick Foles, you had one good game. You got paid after that game, and we ain't heard from you since then. We ain't heard from you and since then. Now you are a tweeter. Now you tweeting everything now. So, bro, you had one good game against a team that had 2 weeks off in the Super Bowl, in which y'all still should have lost the game. Hell, we scored 30 points, which Tom Brady scored 30 points. But in the end, you played hell of a game. You did. But bro, stop acting like you just was that dude. Because you were. But hey, man, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Until next time, y'all have a great, 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 safe night. I will be coming back. We're about to go ahead and talk about these quarterbacks in the NFL, these young studs in the NFL, man.
Mr. Diggs, we're on in 5. Vegas can't be choosers, but grandma chose trace. She raised me on scraps.